Hello, everyone, and welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick. This is my daily ramble. Sorry, it's been quiet for a few days. Been a busy couple of days. But there is plenty to be talking about. As always, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, drop a like on the video because it does really help us. And don't forget, go and visit the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company, our long-term channel sponsors now. Great guys, great place, fantastic. Everyone loves their tea and coffee, whether it's for sort of domestic or commercial orders. They do the lot. If you use our discount code Claret15, you'll get 15% off. It's fantastic. And if it's a commercial deal as well, like I say, that's part of their business. If it's for your business where you work or whatever else, they'll do better deals than that as well if you reach out to them separately. Also, they are the official channel for our mugs as well. We're running low on stock. You know, they've sold like hotcakes. Really, I'll put the link to the page which is selling and distributing our mugs in there, and I'll also put a link to the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company as well. But please, yeah, go and check them out. They're great guys and girls over there. And they're West Ham fans. What could be better? Okay, so what we're going to talk about today? Well, we're going to touch on Leverkusen. We'll talk about that in a bit. We're going to talk about the interview briefly. I'm not going to ponder on it too much. I saw it. The interview with Sam Allardyce and Stuart Pearce, where it's another be careful what you wish for, load of bollocks. So we're going to talk about that. But Gio has covered it. And it was actually not Gio, Gonzo. Gonzo covered that this morning. And it was actually him that wound me up. Not Gonzo himself, but his take on it made my blood boil even more because it just made me realise what an absolute joke it is, really. I'm just becoming a little bit used to it now. You know, what with media pundits, what with ex-players, you know, ex-managers, even our own fans telling us that we should never expect any more than what we've got at the moment. It's all wearing a bit thin. I'm growing some sort of tolerance to it. I'm just getting a bit ignorant, to be quite honest. Going to talk about the Twitter storm that followed the Sunday night show as well. I found that quite amusing, to be quite honest. Some of these people grasping for the moral high ground. And then I'm going to touch on our support group at the end as well, and our community. You know, our new membership community in the support group. So I'm going to touch on that at the end and give you a little bit of a nudge. Also, you'll find details of that in the description and, you know, instructions on how to sign up and join us on what is a fantastic membership platform. It's brilliant. We love it. So, first of all, let's get the annoying bit out of the way, and that is Stuart Pearce and Sam Allardyce. And, you know, unlike Gonzo, where he said, you know, he hates Sam Allardyce, which we all do. He's a smug, you know what, he really is. Any chance he gets to stick the knife in on West Ham fans, he'll do it. He did it when he was managing the club. You know, he's just a horrendous character, to be quite honest. But Stuart Pearce, am I surprised? Not really. I've heard several stories about Stuart Pearce since he left. He was always a favourite of mine. But I've heard a few bits and pieces about him that let's just say I'm not surprised that he's taking the angle that he's taking now. David Moyes clearly has a lot of friends in a lot of places, and they're pulling out all the stops. They really are. But it's all falling on deaf ears with the majority of West Ham fans now. I say the majority because it is unofficially. Again, Gonzo spoke about this yesterday as well. It's kind of been clarified now that the season ticket renewals are at an all-time low since we've been in the London Stadium. They've never been this low at this stage. They haven't, you know. The fans are voting. The fans that actually go to the games, which, do you know what? I'll hold my hands up. This season, I've not been to that many. I haven't. You know, I gave up my season ticket during lockdown. After that, you know, I always went to sort of anything between sort of 10 and 20 games a season, home and away. I've been to quite a few away games this season. Probably been to 5 home games this year. Not many at all. And I don't regret it. I don't miss it. I don't ever watch a game and go, oof, I wish I'd been to that one. That's the issue that we've got now. In fact, whenever I do go over there, I'm sat there thinking, why am I here? This is kind of, this is what it's done to me. I'm not enjoying watching my team anymore. That's what this argument is all about. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to understand, why every single time they reference, be careful what you wish for, blah, 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 blah. The majority of fans that are asking for a change are not referencing the fact that they want us to push on and challenge top four. We'd love to do that. We'd love to go to the next level, but it's unlikely under this current ownership. Let's face it, it is. We know that. So that being the case, if all we're going to be experiencing is mid-table mediocrity at best, whether it's, just above mid-table or just below, then we want to enjoy the experience. Enjoy the experience like we always have as a West Ham fan. It ain't always been great. It hasn't. But the crap that Stuart Pearce and Sam Allardyce came out with, for a start, they was factually incorrect with the majority of the stuff that they were saying. They really were. They were dismissing everything, We've heard Sam talk about the West Ham way and dismissing it out of hand. Stuart Pearce is at it now, I think the West Ham fans should be careful what they wish for. They're getting hung up on style of football. Yeah, we are getting hung up on style of football, Stuart Pearce. We really are, mate. It's intolerable. It's intolerable to watch. There are a very small percentage of fans on Twitter that like what we're doing at the moment. It can only be for bragging rights because all they do is they reference 3 years in Europe. I think that's all it is. I think they just like the status of being a European team, which we all do, but they have no care and no concern at all about how that's achieved or, the detrimental effect to the club to get where we are. I mean, we're 4 years in. Look at the state of the squad. £500 million spent. Look at the state of the squad. We've got another huge rebuild to undertake again. And people are saying that they want to push on with this guy. Very few people, very loud, but very few people are saying they want to push on with David Moyes. It's crazy. It's mental. Absolutely mad. I'm not going to get too stuck into David Moyes today because I've just said it all time and time again. I am a scratch record. But then again, so is David Moyes. Our football is a scratch record. It's the same thing. Every time. It's boring. But yeah, I was particularly disappointed with Stuart Pearce. Although not surprised. We've heard it all from all corners. We've even had the likes of Joey Cole coming out doing it. Rio Ferdinand coming out with his cap on saying, "What more do you lot want? What do you want?" Before going on the overlap and expressing his disdain for David Moyes' management style, which is what he did. And this is the thing, TalkSport, they're the pin-up boys for the "be careful what you wish for" line. And then they'll just routinely take the piss and say, well, what team would David Moyes manage if it wasn't West Ham? Could he get into to Villa? Oh, no. Could he get into Newcastle? Oh, no. Could he get into Brighton? No, not Brighton. And even Darren Bent went, what? Not even Ipswich. Not even Ipswich. But West Ham can't expect any more. We can't hope for any more. This is as good as it gets for West Ham. Little old West Ham. This is a line. And you know what? We've got fans that are buying into this crap and fans that are recycling that same crap, that same line. We're not allowed to dream for more. And when I say dream for more, like I said earlier on, it isn't about going from 7th place to 6th. No, it's not. We'd all love to do that. Our dream is to start enjoying West Ham playing football again. It's as simple as that. We want to look forward to watching our team play football. I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't. And to have to defend that opinion is quite bizarre. It is, especially to West Ham fans, which is mental. Yeah, I'm going to try not get too expletive in this one because I've been criticised heavily recently for my overuse of foul language, and it has been getting a bit excessive in certain aspects. It's just kind of the way it feels for me. I am quite passionate. I get wound up. I'm very wound up and pent up at the moment about West Ham. So I'm going to try and keep it calm. We'll see how it goes throughout the rest of this video. So yeah, effectively, do one. Pearce and Allardyce. Just another pair of tits to add to the list of people that don't know what you're talking about. West Ham did win the World Cup, by the way. We did, yeah. We had the captain and the goal scorer in the final. We won it. Suck it up. So the Twitter storm. So as you all know, I did a post-match review. George Murphy got injured towards the end of the game. I did a post-match review directly after the game and spent 2 to 3 minutes expressing my concern about George Murphy and sending my best wishes. This was 3 to 4 hours before we did the Sunday night show. So that's how I started off the match review, was expressing my concern for George Urphy, because it was a horrendous incident. Before we went live for the Sunday night show, I received news that George Urphy was fine. You know, I didn't know his nose was broken, so he's going to look a little bit like Charlie Maggery now, with his nose all over his face. He'll look hard now. He'll look like a little young Lenny McLean. But he's fine. You know, he was released from hospital that evening. X even broke it during the show as well. And X was the one that said about the broken nose. But he's fine. So throughout the show, we're talking about it, and as you all know, we get phone-ins. It's a phone-in section. It's a section for the fans, where a part of the show we don't drive the narrative. And you know, one of our callers mentioned what he witnessed at the game, which was David Moyes not looking like he cared, or not acting in a way that would. He didn't look concerned. Is what John was saying, when compared to the actions of Silva standing next to him and everyone else. David Moyes just looked completely and utterly careless. Now, that doesn't mean that he was. We don't know. Maybe he was really suffering some internal trauma and he was really, really upset. I don't know. But the experience that we've had with David Moyes at West Ham, in terms of all the stories that have been released from the likes of Alex Crowell, is that this man does lack empathy and people management skills, and doesn't seem to really care an awful lot about anyone outside of his starting 11. You know? That's not to say, fair enough, not to say that he didn't care about the well-being, but he certainly wasn't overwhelmed with concern. You know? He wasn't panicked at all. Everyone else was. You know? The boy was on oxygen, and he was being shoved onto a board and lifted onto a cart and being taken to hospital. So it was a really kind of traumatic experience for fans, players, and everyone else. And it was a genuine observation. The guy that mentioned this sits basically directly adjacent to that dugout. He had a better view than anyone. He wasn't the only one that said the same thing. We got sent around sort of 10 other messages from people that witnessed the same thing. They witnessed the same thing. In fact, me watching on TV, whenever the TV did pan to David Moyes, he just sat there. Sat there like that. That was it. There's an image, there's a snapshot, you know, of it. I can share it. But yeah, as we know, certain people decided to try and grasp at the moral high ground and take that as an opportunity to start taking claret and booze down. So there was a bit of a Twitter thing that always happens. It always sparks up. We've got this kind of hidden army of fans that watch our Sunday night shows. Lots of them that will watch the Sunday night shows just for an opportunity to clip it. That's what they do. I don't know who would do that. I don't know what sort of deranged fool has got the time to waste 3 hours of their Sunday watching something they don't enjoy, just so that they can do exactly what they're criticising us of. Getting a clip, sticking it on Twitter so that they can clickbait and generate interactions for themselves. Because this is what they accuse us of. Clickbaiting, lying, doing stuff like that, doing anything, saying anything to try and get views. But all of these accounts jump on that bandwagon because they know it gains traction for them. But they've only got a short ceiling. I mean, the account that kind of peddled this initially, it's only got around a sort of 700 followers. And he's been trying for months, maybe even years to do this. It's not working. He's got a very short catchment of people. This is what they don't realise. They're in their own echo chamber. They are. They're in their own echo chamber. They are completely disconnected with the rest of the West Ham fan base. As I said earlier on, people are not renewing their season tickets. They're not. Maybe these couple of hundred Twitter fanatics, maybe you can go and buy all of the spare season tickets. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll spend your hard-earned money and go over there and go and watch that, wouldn't you? I'm sure you will. Yeah, of course. But yeah, no, I found it quite amusing, and they're grasping at the moral high ground. They're misquoting things. I mean, it was ridiculous. And I have found it genuinely quite amusing on this case. As you all know, we've been through the mill with Twitter in the past, and I do now. It kind of is water off a duck's back now. I can't really give a shit. We had a lot of people fighting our corner as well, or not so much fighting our corner, but calling out bullshit, because it was bullshit. It was. I stand by it. I don't think my impression of David Moyes is that he is not an empathetic, nice person. I don't think he is. So there you go. I find it easy to believe that. I would find it harder to believe that he was desperately concerned. I do. And that isn't out of hatred. That's just out of identification of the fact that the guy's a bit of a narcissist. And we're seeing it come out in the wash. Like I said to you, his football is ugly, but I think his personality is uglier. It's as simple as that. I don't like his football and I don't like the man. Is what it is. Can't help that. But yeah, anyway, Twitter, you crack on. You know, you've made some lovely little videos for me, ain't you? Use that one on Sunday night. That probably annoyed him. But yes, so moving on to Leverkusen at the weekend. So Leverkusen, obviously we've got a 2-0 deficit that we've got to try and overturn. We haven't got Emerson, we haven't got Paqueta. It's going to be an uphill struggle. Good news today is that Jared Bowen was training. He was training. It was brilliant. So there's every chance that he will be playing. I do think it's going to help massively. Of course, it will help. You know, he's one of our best players. However, without Paqueta, I do worry because I think that those guys have got almost telepathy between them. You know, Jared Bowen knows the runs to make, and that is what Paqueta looks for. And I do think that Paqueta struggles a little bit when Bowen's not playing because there aren't people making the runs that allow Paqueta to pick out those balls that he loves to supply. You know, the balls over the top, the little dinks. So I think it's going to be very difficult. Obviously, it's not over. It's a game of football. It's 11 men versus 11 men. They were celebrating quite emphatically, as you would expect, Leverkusen, after their league win. You had funny clips of Jeremy Frimpong chasing Tapsoba around the... is that his name? Tapsoba? Around the changing room with a massive stein of beer. So they've been on the lash. They would have at least had one day would have been on the piss. So you got to hope that they're a little bit... You know, they've got sore heads. Maybe they're going to be a bit complacent, think the tie's already won. I don't believe that will be the case purely because Xabi Alonso is a serial winner. He's been there and done it as a player. It will be very much, listen, we've had our moment. We'll celebrate this properly at the end of the season. Let's try and clean up. And then we'll have more achievements to look back on. I think that will be his mentality. We'll have to hope that that's not the case because I do think that we're going to need a bit of divine intervention in this one. It was interesting to see that James Ward-Prowse said that we're going to have to go out all guns blazing in this one and try and get the first goal. Well, that being the case, then why didn't we go out all guns blazing in the first leg to try and get a goal? Like Atalanta did when they went away to Liverpool, you know? Try and get the advantage over in a 2-leg tie. Now we're kind of facing an uphill battle. It could even be the case that Leverkusen could do a Fulham to us. You know, they might let us have I can't see it, but they might let us have the ball for a bit and say, come on, let's see what you can do. And just hit us on the counter-attack with our ridiculously slow backline. They could do that. Probably would make sense if they did that as a team. You know, didn't take any risks. Why do they need to take risks? They could just say, go and come at us, draw us out, because obviously we'll have to push and stretch our team further up the pitch, and they'll have space to attack. So maybe we will have more of the ball in this one. You would hope so. But nonetheless, you don't know. It is a game of football. If we do get that first goal, it's game on. It's game on. It's a funny old game, as Greavesy used to say. You don't know. I've got no hope that we're gonna do anything in it. I haven't. I think we've got less than a 5% chance of getting anything out of that game. That's genuinely how I feel. But sometimes 5% is all you need in a game of football. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, if nothing else. It will be interesting. Yeah, it would. Would it surprise me? Absolutely. Well, yes and no, because it would be very typical of not so much David Moyes, but this West Ham team. They can dig results out when they need to. So it would be interesting, and it would be an amazing result if we got it. It would be. I just can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening. My prediction for the Leverkusen game, probably, I don't think we'll score. I think that they will sit back a little bit more and let us have the ball initially for the first 10, 15 minutes. I reckon they'll probably play as the away team because they've got a 2-goal lead. They don't need to come out the blocks at us. And I think that they will hurt us on the counter-attack and they'll probably score 2 or 3 goals. Personally, I think that's what will happen. I don't think we'll score. So moving on to our membership platform, which is growing beautifully, absolutely beautifully. It's a wonderful, wonderful platform. We're so pleased with it. It's great, you know, with the membership side's growing nicely. It's a lovely community feel to it. It's just brilliant, you know. Like I said to you, we chose a platform. We've done things a little bit differently. at Claret and Booze, you know, we find that YouTube is all about us as the presenters. You tune in to watch us. But what we love about Claret and Booze is a Sunday night show. And what we've found with a Sunday night show, you know, is like we're opening up a chat room. I think people tune into us just so they can talk amongst themselves a lot of the time. And they look forward to speaking amongst. We've created a huge community there. We have. So we've found a home for them. That's what we've done. We've created a home. And it does have that kind of Facebook look and feel to it, although it isn't Facebook, but it's familiar. And people have really kind of got used to it now. It's fantastic. We love it. And what that does is the members are actively, basically, by them subscribing, because we obviously had YouTube subscribers before that were paying for nothing. But what they're doing now is, with their membership fee, they're actively providing the free support platform, which is going from strength to absolute strength. It is so powerful what we're doing on that side, and it just gets better and better all the time. It's huge. We're going to have a little. I'm working on a promo video with some of the people on the support side that are in there. Some of the people that we're helping, and some of the people that are helping others as well, to give you a bit of an insight into what we're doing, because it's outstanding. I don't think anyone else is doing this. Not just at West Ham, at other clubs. You know, we had a story from one guy who joined us 3 weeks ago, and he's had a real tough time of it, hugely. And he's in a situation where he desperately needs support. Luckily, he's found us, because trying to get a mental health reference or support through the NHS, he's just got a phone call. You know, I think he reached out a couple of months ago. He finally got a phone call earlier this week, and then they told him it's going to be 5 months before he even gets his assessment. That's on the NHS. Somebody in desperate need of mental health support. So this platform is fantastic, and we're so proud of it. Far more proud than anything that we've done on YouTube. This is brilliant, you know. And what we've done is we've created a place, we've created a home for all you lovely boozers who follow us. That's where we can all go and talk to each other. It is fantastic. And we are like-minded, obviously, because at Claret and Booze, we don't try and appeal to everyone. We don't. I said it before, getting all spiritual, we speak our truth. We don't try and appeal to the masses. We come on here, we don't speak for all West Ham fans. We get criticised for that. You don't talk for all West Ham fans. We don't say that we do. We're not influencers. We come on here and we speak our minds and we give you our opinion. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. As a result, we've got a community of people that are like-minded and all get on. That's fantastic. A lot of people don't have that because they try and appeal to everyone. If they try to create a community-based membership thing like what we've done, probably wouldn't go very well. It would be like every other area of West Ham social media with people ripping lumps out of each other because they don't agree. We don't have that. We've got perfect harmony. It's wonderful. Brilliant. And like I said, it's all working so well. It couldn't have gone better. So proud of it. So the instructions to join this platform are in the description of this video, and also the contact details for people that need support, because as we've said, the support side of it is free. It's free, but you just don't have access to the membership elements of the platform. So if it's support that you need, reach out to us. You know, it's we've got an amazing team in there, and if like I said to you, even if you're not sure, even if you're not sure, just dip your toes in, join, have a look, speak to a few people once you're in there, and if it's not for you, you can leave. But if you are struggling, come and talk to us. That's what we've put this platform together for, to help people out, and it's wonderful, and I'm really proud of it. And because of what I said earlier on with the guy once we learned how long it takes to get a bloody NHS mental health assessment, and even then the support that you get probably ain't going to be great. This is brilliant. It's community, it's support. There's people with all different types of life experiences in there that can share and help and talk to you. Community people, lonely people are making friends. That's another thing as well. You've got people living in almost isolation because of partners that are disabled and stuff like that. And this is giving them community. It's really important what we're doing, and I am incredibly proud of it. And like I said earlier on, as for those people that do like to talk down on us and call us immoral and do this and do that, I'm not being funny. Claret and Booze, we're a humanitarian outfit now. You're barking up the wrong tree if you're talking about morals. I'm proud of what we've done, and I'm proud of what we're doing, and we're going to keep on speaking our mind about West Ham because we're passionate West Ham fans. and we will carry on doing what we're doing. You'll never silence us. You won't. And our little army of boozers is getting stronger and stronger. It's getting bigger. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Like I've already said, if you want to know more about the support platform, reach out to me. If you want to join the membership platform and you want access to the support platform, then I can give you access to it, providing you've got good reason, because we're very protective of the support platform. We don't just let anyone in there. It's a safe space. So if you want to join and get full access, you can. You join, become a member, and then reach out to me once you're in, because you can DM through the app. Like I said to you, it's very similar to all the other social media platforms. And just explain to me why you need access to the support group, and all completely in confidence. And we'll give you access in there as well. And we'll welcome you with open arms. But thank you very much to everyone that's helping us run this. Thank you very much to every single member that is helping to pay for the platform. That's the other thing. It's an expensive platform. I had to take a bit of a leap of faith and hope that people would migrate over from YouTube to that platform, because it isn't connected. And they have. It's just top class. I love you lot. I love you all. And as for the Twitter lot, yeah, I'm going to swear now. Go fuck yourselves, come you ads.